Devin, how are you today? How
Great.
you
How
been
are
this
you?
week? Good, good, good. So I haven't seen you all week, but I was gone. But you've
Yep.
been doing all right.
Yeah, I've been great. I just finished up with the work week finally. I did a quick little
Uh-huh.
workout today and feeling good. So,
Nice, nice,
yeah.
nice. Let's go see who we have in the chat.
All
All
right.
right, Dooley. Hey, Dooley. Thanks for joining us. The white beige Bigfoot hat. Not tonight, but good guess. Good guess. I like that. They're learning that you gotta get the color with it too. David
Yep.
Tanco, the black whiskey sippers hat. Congratulations, David. I owe you a sample next time I see you. Alicia, cheers. Thanks for
Awesome.
joining us. Cigarscope, Randall. So, guys, we have a special guest tonight,
Yep.
Cigarscope on YouTube. Randall, he's going to be joining us. You've probably seen some of the videos that I've done with him and I've done on his channel. Him and I are going back and forth, and he's new to whiskey and I was new to cigars, so we're kind of learning from each other. So we'll be getting into that here in a little bit. Tracy, cheers. Always good to see you, Tracy. John, hey John, good to see you on. Cheers. Sandy,
Yes,
cheers.
indeed.
Patrick, good to see you, Patrick.
Yep.
See, Squash Squad had to do all the sightings. We have had a lot of sightings this week of Bigfoot in Ohio, Devin. There were 5 sightings this week in Ohio, in
Been
Northeast
around
Ohio.
apparently.
Yeah. So he's out there. He's looking for you. I think he might be spring's coming out. He might be getting a little randy or something. So be careful. All right. Trevor, cheers, Trevor.
John said you're as blurry as Bigfoot.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Who
your screen's just a little fuzzy.
Mine is? Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Must not have a great connection tonight then. Okay.
Right.
I'm blurry. I look fine on my end. I can try to unplug the camera and plug it back in. But all right, Elijah Craig, thanks for joining us. Cheers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring on Randall. He's waiting backstage.
Yep.
Welcome in, Randall. Thanks for joining us tonight.
What's up, guys? I didn't realize I was going to be so close up.
I got it on the big setting. Here, maybe if I switch this, it'll be better.
Let's try it on the. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Up, Brad. Cheers, Brad. I didn't see you. Cheers. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Don't forget about me.
What beer are you drinking tonight, Brad? All right, Randall, thanks for joining us. So, guys, Randall is someone I started talking to about probably last fall. I think Randall, when we first started talking. I was looking for a cigar channel to kind of like work with and help learn like more about the cigar world, and it worked out because Randall was just starting to really try to get into whiskey. And he wasn't really much of a whiskey. I don't know if aficionado. A whiskey sipper. Yeah. So we've been working together to try and learn from each other. I've been sending him samples. He sent me cigars, and we've done some pairing videos, and it's gone pretty well so far. So Randall, why don't you go ahead and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started in YouTube and all of that.
Oh yeah. So my YouTube journey goes way back to like 2006, but I wasn't into cigar content yet or anything like that. I've just always had a passion for video editing and all that stuff. But Cigar Channel started back in maybe 2019, 2020. And that was kind of something I just really was consuming a lot of cigar content at the time. Because, when you get interested in it, you just kind of go all in, kind of like bourbons, whiskeys, everything. You just watch other people drink and watch other people smoke. And I was trying to learn. And so I figure, well, I know how to make YouTube videos. I do them all the time anyway. So I started a different channel to kind of keep it separate from my other one. And then eventually I just kind of kept with the cigar content and kind of like abandoned the other channel because it was just kind of whatever, I felt like making videos on. So that was kind of my journey starting the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And guys, I put the link to Randall's YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and give him a click. Go subscribe. Give him a follow.
Yeah.
So we're going to start out tonight with our warm-up pours. And Randall, when we first started talking, you had no idea what I was talking about when I first mentioned a warm-up pour. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was like a new concept to
A
you.
nice, easy sipper to open up the evening, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
something that's not too high proof, not too powerful, something to get your palate warmed up and ready. And tonight I am going with the Sagamore Double Oak Rye, which is one of my favorite shelf bottles. Fantastic rye bottle at lower proof. What do you got there, Devin?
You guys were talking about all this, double oaked, and I'm like, well, what do I have double oaked? I've got a Woodford and all that, but I was like, you know what? Jack Daniel's Toasted, the Heritage.
Oh, the Heritage. Great bottle.
A winner, and I think I'm going to have that tonight as my opener.
Sounds like a great one. And what about you, Randall? What'd you pick for your opener tonight?
So my opener is the Jim Beam Double Oaked.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Randall and I are also going to be taking us in a cigar here in just a little bit. We kind of came to a conclusion. We're going to do the AJ Fernandez New World Oscuro, which is a little spicy cigar. That's why I picked a rye. And I did send a sample. I gave one to both Devin and I sent one to Randall. We're all going to do the same sample in a little bit as well. Mm-hmm. So, 1924. That's another great one, David. Great. Love the 1924. Any of the old Forster stuff's always good. Brad did a 1915, so you got your own blend going, Brad. Yeah. So, Randall, now that you've kind of started to get into whiskeys, what have you found you kind of liked? What are you leaning towards? Have you started to develop your palate yet? No, this is kind of the profile I like. It's interesting because, like, we've been doing it a long time. The people in our chat are heavy into drink. They drink a lot of whiskey. They do a lot of hunting. So it's interesting to talk to someone who's kind of new at it, who's just kind of learning, new and exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'm learning the stuff I'm liking. I'm appreciating. So, like, just for everybody in the chat and for Devin. So as Todd mentioned, he's been sending me samples, and these samples are sometimes higher proof. And I'm at that point where I'm kind of trying to learn what proof is like kind of my sweet spot. Because at first, obviously, you kind of stick to, like, I don't know, 40, 60%, or whatever. Like the lower proofs.
80, 40, 55, 90, 50,
from 80 to 100.
So I'm at the point where I'm starting to really like 80, 90, 100 proof. And I appreciate for what it is, 120 proofs, things that are a little bit more, I guess you could say, out of my pay grade, as far as like things that I can appreciate for the fact that I think because I smoke cigars and appreciating spicier cigars and stuff, like, I like flavor. I like different things and different experiences. Mm-hmm. But I also appreciate the fact that I don't have the tolerance to sip that the same way if I was sipping it over a long period of time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to answer your question, French oak, double oak are sweeter offerings, like Maker's 47 I liked pretty well. Mm-hmm. The Woodford Reserve double oak I like pretty well. I like it better than this Maker's. This Jim Beam. Mm-hmm. I think that was a solid one. I took a couple of pours of the Booker I bought yesterday. I had a fantastic price. Yeah. I think it was $69.
Oh, that's a great price for Booker's. Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah. It's like, maybe I'll purchase one at $69. I don't know. Yeah, 109, 100. Like,
it was on sale, and that's what first caught my eye. And then because I'm so new, I researched it a little bit before I bought it. I was like, is this a great price for this? Like, seriously?
Yeah, that was a good price for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it said online too. Like, people online were like, yeah, it's a fantastic price for it. So I'm at the point where I guess you would call it like the medium level, about 90, 100 proof. I do appreciate the easy sippers for longer sessions. And then I really dig the flavor profile. I think you call it a Kentucky Hug, Todd.
Yeah, right? That's what you get when you get that heat going down. It was like that heat and feels like just warm in your chest.
Yeah, I appreciate that for what it is, and I like experimenting these things with cigars. And sorry if y'all can hear that playing.
Oh,
So Cigar Avenger podcast, thanks for joining us. He says he doesn't have a double oaked, but he's doing a 1792 small batch. I'm a 1792 fan. 1792 is made by Barton. Barton is owned by Sazerac, the same company that does Buffalo Trace. Let's see. We got Barry says he's doing a Heaven Hill bottled and bond. I'm not a huge fan of the Heaven Hill bottled and bond personally, but a lot of people like it.
That one's okay. I finished mine off the other day. I was like, well, it's got to go. Got to kill it.
Yeah. Brad talking about the blue labels again. We know you love those blue labels, Brad, when you're not drinking beer, right? Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. The Uncut Unfiltered is good. I think Uncut the Younger may be my favorite of that Smoke Wagon line.
Yeah, I do have one of those open.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see what Patrick had to say. He says, a fun journey. He used to hate high proof and couldn't appreciate the complexity. It took a moment to get there, and drink completely neat. Yeah, so that's what you find, Lily, with the high proof. The high proof is where the flavor's at. I mean, you get some flavors when it's cut down. You're drinking that 90 to 100, but when you're getting into that barrel proof stuff, you're getting the real flavor, what you're getting from the barrel as the whiskey ages, because you're not cutting it down with any water.
Yeah. And all that like high ethanol just punching you in the uvula and the cheeks and the tongue, and you're like, ah. So I don't know, I guess you kind of get like a build up to it.
Trevor got an Old Forester Black Label. Fantastic. Love the Old Forester Black Labels, the 100 proofs.
That's pretty high. That's pretty odd if it tastes 120 or 115 proof.
Yeah. Hugo Smokes, what's up? Are we getting indulgent drunk Randall tonight? I don't know. We might. So the sample I sent him is going to hit him pretty hard when we get to it here in a couple minutes. So
that one's good. That's like a really tasty one. When Todd gave me that, I was like, "What's this one for?" I'm like, "It's going to be really good though," because we did a blind with this with a bunch of different ryes, and it topped out. I was like, "Wow, okay." So definitely it's got flavor.
Brad, the 1792 12 year. My favorite 1792 is a 12 year. All right. So let's go ahead and finish up these warm-up guys, and let's get into this sample that I sent. And Randall, you and I can light up the cigar.
That sounds fantastic.
God, you can just like impose one in my hand while I'm sitting here the whole time,
Oh yeah, we got it.
I wish I had the skills to do that. And maybe I need some kind of live stream AI.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a couple here, but unfortunately.
Devin, I am curious a little bit. When you tried cigars in the past and stuff, it just didn't ring your bell at all?
No, I don't mind cigars. I enjoy cigars. It's just I just got back from deployment, and I'm like, okay, now I'm back into whiskey again and doing all the whiskey stuff. And half me is like, you know what, it's good, but I still am really into whiskey. And then my other vice is guns. So I just don't want to have too many expensive hobbies at one time. And I just had a daughter too, so a lot going on.
Brad, you just stay out of it. So we have the AJ Fernandez New World Escaro. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this specific cigar brand, Randall, if you can? And I want to know, what does Escaro mean? It's got to mean some specific meaning.
Oh, Escaro? It just means dark. Escaro is dark.
Okay.
And so AJ Fernandez is kind of one of those that has his hands in all the pies, like a lot of blends from different companies you'll try, and randomly you realize, oh, it was blended by AJ or it's rolled by AJ or whatever. It's just, the reason I chose this cigar is a lot of cigars are also very expensive, and this one is one that can keep its weight in gold as far as price goes. Like, I think one of these can run you somewhere between maybe like, I don't know if it's $9 or $10 or $11.
Yeah, they're around $9. Yeah, they're around $9,
right?
That's at a brick and mortar. You can find them online for like $5, $6.
And you can find them on certain bidding sites for even cheaper. It's one of those that I would say is kind of I don't know if there's any photographers in the chat or anything, but it's kind of one of those, like, 50 millimeter or 35 millimeter lens kind of cigars where they keep them cheap because a lot of people can be introduced to the hobby with it, right? So like it's just kind of a staple in my opinion for at some point you can find it. It's a legacy brand, meaning that it's pretty much everywhere, and it's good enough to kind of hold its weight wherever it is. And a lot of people, new and more experienced, can enjoy it for similar reasons.
Tom, thanks for joining us.
Like a Wild Turkey 101.
David, thank you for the $5. Yes, hit that like, guys. And we are doing our duck race tonight. The bags are behind me, so the winner will get to choose their bag. I did not mention that earlier, but yeah, get in your donations for the duck race. For every $5, you get a duck in the race. All right, so the sample I sent you to try this cigar specifically, Randall, to pair with it, is an Old Forester single barrel proof. It is Warehouse H floor 7, so it's a higher floor. Higher floor when you're looking at whiskey usually means higher proof. You have more evaporation in the barrel as it ages. And this one is 129.1 proof.
You should have just kept it like a secret. Then you'd have been like, I can't.
No, a green, Brad, a green, not a blue. I'm doing the rye. I wanted to pair a rye with this cigar. And Randall, you've never had a rye, correct? You've not tried ryes yet.
Well, okay, so I've probably had ryes before, but I don't know exactly enough. I think it has something to do with the corn, right? The corn in the.
Well,
in the
when it's a rye, that means that at least 51% of the mash bill is rye, where with a bourbon, at least 51% of the mash bill is corn. So corn's sweeter, whereas rye is spicier.
So I guess what I can say is I haven't had enough to know what I'm supposed to be getting from that. You know what I mean? Like I've had ryes before. I don't know what I do or don't like about it. And so I haven't purchased a bottle recently because of the whole, it's different. Like I know I like this stuff, so I'm sticking with this stuff, Knob Creek, all that stuff. And then you got your ryes.
Yep. Patrick says that the Old Forester single barrel proof ryes are what got him to enjoying higher proof bottles. So we'll see what you think of it. But what you're going to find, you should find it a little bit spicier, but because it's an Old Forester, their ryes are actually kind of very dark. There's still a sweetness to them. But you'll find it a little spicier and a little more flavorful.
Well, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the greens make you enjoy ryes a lot more, Brad. It's a good rye. Now, they have to open up. So when you first open these green label Old Foresters, that first couple of weeks, they can be pretty rough. So they have to mellow out. So when you open a bottle, Randall, when you first open it, you get that neck pour, a lot of that ethanol sitting there. It kind of mellows out a little bit over a few weeks as it kind of gets some oxygen in there and mellows the whiskey.
The neck pour, and when you have just this much left in a bottle at the end and it sits there for a while.
That's actually very cool to know, because I know in the cigar realm, age can play a factor in things. It could be young, it could be you've aged it to where you have yellow cello, which is basically the oils are starting to leak out. You've had it for years. So it's kind of interesting to know that it also happens with this stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on bottle location.
Yeah, so the Old Forester barrel proof ryes are up there as one of my favorite types of ryes because they got the sweetness to go with that spiciness. And you get a lot of baking spices on those.
So this is pretty good. Tongue is numb, but there's some spice in the throat. So what does a rye give you? What is it supposed to give you flavor wise?
So it depends on exactly what mash bill. So if you have a really a 95% rye, a lot of times you'll get maybe some herbal and grassy notes. The Old Foresters still have a good percentage of corn with them. So it lends to more sweetness, and the rye comes out across as more like a baking spice a lot of times. That's what I get. I get more baking spices on these type of ryes.
I've got one of these flavor wheels that you get to try when you're sitting there at Michter's. And so I'm like, you get like spicy, you get a little bit of menthol, pine, some sappy green, some sawdust. Let's see. Mohe, grass, herbal,
But I mean,
coconut.
like when I drink this, I'm still getting brown sugars when I drink this, but I get a lot of baking spice on the finish.
Yeah. Roasted nuts, walnut. Oh, they got toasty bread. That's one on here.
And a little bit, almost a little bit of fruitiness. So some rye will give you fruitiness a lot of times too. Like
I'm
red
getting,
fruit.
yeah, I'm getting the bacon spice that you were talking about, and then I'm getting man, there's something else in there. I don't know, but I'm definitely getting that burn too, but it's not like overbearing because of the warm up pour, I suppose.
Yeah, it's to get you a little bit ready. It doesn't hit you as hard if you've had something already. That's why we do the warm up. All right, guys, we do have the duck races tonight, so get your ducks in for the race.
Mm-hmm.
So Elijah Craig, let's see what were you saying. You just got the Peerless Double Oak Rye and the 13 Colony Maple Rye. So we just got the 13 Colony Maple Rye too. Renee had ordered it. I didn't even know she had ordered one. And it came while we were in Kentucky, but I'm going to actually maybe open that up this Friday. So I usually have a rye on Friday, so might be getting that. Donald, thank you.
I like 13 Colony Double Oaked, but I haven't tried their rye yet. But I've tried their regular bourbon, their cask strength bourbon, which are decent. But the rye, I'm really looking forward to trying at some point. So we'll have to see. Especially with
Donald,
the maple, if it's got like maple
thank you guys.
in there, whatnot.
Yeah, we're going to see. I had the maple finished, the 13 Colony bourbon, the maple finished bourbon. They finished it with bourbon spirals. I mean, with maple spirals rather than a maple barrel.
Maple barrels with bourbon spirals.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll see what the rye is like. Like overall, 13 Colony is not bad for a. I actually kind of like them for a craft distillery because I don't like all the craft distilleries, but they're one of the ones I do like. Their cask strength's pretty good. The Double Oak's amazing. So they're one of the good craft distilleries.
What would you guys suggest for someone just starting back into ryes and bourbons and everything? Like, what would be like, oh, you got to try this one?
Put your mixers down. Chat. So tell Randall if he wants to get started into trying ryes, what are some good ryes to start with? What do you guys think?
Yeah, Chad, I need some suggestions.
Trevor, you're right. The finishes on ryes do tend to linger because of the spices, so they last longer in between sips on your palate.
Right here.
Michter's barrel proof. So give him something that's a little easier to get. Okay, Devin, I agree with that.
This is the Michter's barrel proof he was talking about. This one's really good.
That's a harder to obtain bottle.
Yeah.
Probably
impossible.
impossible.
Thanks for joining us.
You should be able to find this, and it's around $70. And it's barrel proof.
What is that one?
Cask strength. This is the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye.
That's maybe the best. That's maybe the best. Just sitting on the shelf everywhere rye on the market, right there. It's amazing.
So kind of similar to what I was talking about with this, like something that's easily attainable, and it's gonna experienced or new, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, if you like the one you're currently drinking, you'll probably like that one a lot because they're the same parent company.
And they have very similar flavors. Very similar.
Yeah.
So we got David saying the Jack Daniels. I think just about everybody's going to say Jack Daniels. Bardstown and the Knob Creek Ryes. I'm not a huge fan of the Bardstown Ryes personally, but the Jack Daniels and the Knob Creeks can be good too. Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. So for a craft distillery, that's actually a really good pick. Really good choice, Trevor. For something a little lower proof, the Jacks tend to run upper 120s into 130s. Your Hard Truth Sweet Mash Ryes are going to run more in like the 110, 110s, and they're very, very good. Sagamore, another great option. I've got a whole shelf of Sagamore down here, and that's what I started with. In fact, I would say the first thing you should go try is a Sagamore double oak because you like double oaked. So try a double oaked rye because it gives you sweetness and spice.
Oh, interesting. That's great. Yeah.
So Brad's going with the hard truth as well. Yeah, that is a really, really good option. Balboa ryes are good, but they're completely different. They're not like any other rye. Yeah. Is that the After Swarm, Devin?
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Tracy.
That
Short barrel After Swarm rye.
Exceptional. Fantastic.
It's so good. There is a slight video coming out, but we did this with it's rye, 6-year-old rye. I want to say it's either cast strength or almost cast strength, double barrel toasted, straight rye whiskey finished in honey casks. So you get like a sweetness with the savory. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I'm gonna leave that up here. I might have a little sip of that.
Tom Black, so Jack Daniels again. Anything from Sagamore, the New Year's 6-year malted. 6-year malted, I like it too, but I think you have to be a little more versed before you go into the malted because of some of those specific flavors that come, unless you drink Scotch or something, or single malts or something like that, Randall.
What would be the difference? Like Scotch, for example.
Well, so Scotch is a single malt, right? So all of the grain they use is malted, which makes it extremely earthy. In the U.S., if you make something like that, they call it an American single malt. Obviously, you can only call it Scotch if it's in Scotland. So we just call it American single malts, but there's still that flavor. There's a ton of earthiness. And maybe you like that. Like there are some cigars, right, that have a lot of earthiness in them, some of the Maduros. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of single malts for the same reason. I don't like that kind of dirt, earthy taste.
I guess it depends on how it's done, right? Because there's probably some bottles that shine with things that maybe is not your favorite, right?
Yeah.
There's some cigars that like for example, in cigars, there's a note, like a leather note you get.
Yeah.
Some cigars, too much leather, and it's similar. I would say it's akin to wearing like a whole leather outfit, leather pants, leather. It's too much. Some cigars,
jeans, you got the jacket.
That's Friday night. What are you talking about?
But but some cigars, GIMP, right? No, but some cigars is like, oh, this is like emphasizing the outfit. This is just a leather belt, leather wallet. This has a great nuance. Like there's a slick on the tongue. Yeah. So I think that maybe there's some bottles that I could try that. Might have.
The thing is, there's so many out there, and it costs so much to go through the bottles. And I haven't found many single malts outside of the New Riff single malt rye that I actually think is pretty good. So, Marty, cheers! Thanks for joining us. Donald says the Silver Spring. So this is a really great rye. It's a 8-year-old like single barrel rye, and it's only like $39.99. So that's a really good option if you can find it because it's not expensive and it's pretty darn good.
I think this is the only single malt I have is the Parker's, the 14-year.
Oh man, John, I'm in North Carolina. We have a lot more restrictions on that. We talked about that, Todd, right? Like you have liquor stores that could be like franchised, right? Like you could just have like, Roy's liquor store, right?
So here in Ohio, everything is controlled. All the distribution is controlled by the state. So whether it's like a big chain or it's a little mom and pop, the state still controls the distribution here. Trevor says single malt equals peated. Not all single malt is peated, Trevor. Peated means they smoke the malt, whereas they don't necessarily have to peat it for it to be a single malt. Peated's even worse. Peated tastes like you're licking on a hot asphalt road. I can't stand it.
I think it means better than peated. Because sometimes
there you go. Oh, yeah, you're right. So you're right. It's better than peated. Yeah, definitely
peated
better.
Is like, oh god.
Like I can't even know something peated. It's so bad.
You must get to like 80 years old, and you're like, you know what? This is all I got left is peated whiskey to try.
Yeah, like if I took my ashtray after I was done and poured the whiskey in it and stirred it around and drank it, then it would be peated. That's what peated tastes like. It's awful.
And then you threw some like moss in there. There you go.
Devin, what's your flavor profile? What do you go towards?
I really like Jack Daniels. Yeah. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I like Four Roses. I like Michter's. I've been really into Wild Turkey and Russell's products. lately, but Jack Daniels has been really good, and I just really like bold flavors too. So like that 13th Colony Double Oak, we were talking about earlier. It's like Motor Oil Dark. It's like delicious, and I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I like some of like the standard like Buffalo Trace stuff, but a lot of it's like it's really sweet and lower proof. And then I'm a huge Michter's 10-year fan. So anything that's like in these bottles, like right over here, I don't know if you can really see them that well, but the Michter's 10s, they're low proof, easy to drink, and they're just like really good.
All right, so Patrick, Tracy, Brad, and Nick, I got your guys' Venmo. So I went and checked in, and I got all your Venmos in, just to let you know.
I might just have some of this now.
Peter White, cheers. Thanks for joining us. So this cigar, what I like about the AJs is they're a little bit spicy. Like almost all the AJs seem to be spicy to me. Whatever,
There is
like
definitely a spice. Yeah.
And because it's Nicaraguan, right? He uses Nicaraguan tobacco almost exclusively.
Yeah.
But they're spicy, but they're not like so spicy that they're overpowering. It's like just a nice lingering spice.
For sure.
Well,
It's
a lot
almost like
like
a
a rye.
signature, right? It's almost like a signature. It's like it's going to be AJ. Oh, it's going to have that signature AJ funk spice to it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's
And
like
I'm
a little
sure-
bit of pepper, but it's also mixed with baking spices. And that's why I wanted to pair it with a rye whiskey, because I get the baking spices in the rye whiskey, and I'm getting a lot of similar spices on that specific cigar. So
Yeah,
to me, it's a good pair.
And I consider this cigar we're smoking tonight almost an easy sipper. I think at first maybe you'd be taken aback if you've never had spice in a cigar. Like you've only stayed with Connecticut's or creamy, nutty, roasted nuts, all that stuff. But hay, all that. But if you wanted to venture into darker, just like you do naturally with bourbons and whiskeys, and this is why I like both of our communities. I feel like they're very similar.
Yeah.
You start off one way, you end up with a whole rack of bottles behind you.
Yeah.
And you could choose your night, right? But this is one that it's my only cigar I've had today so far. But am I mad at it? Not at all. Like it's great. It's gonna do what it needs to do. I'm gonna feel like I smoked a cigar at the end of it, and it's going great with the pairing we have.
Michael, thank you. I got your Venmo. I got you in for your ducks. And I agree with you, Randall. I think the communities are actually, there's a lot, having kind of been in the whiskey for quite a while, then dove into cigars over the last 6-7 months. I really see a lot of similarities between them. There's a lot of friendliness between them. If you talk to a lot of the cigar tubers or people at lounges and stuff, everybody's really friendly, like you would be like bottle shares. And you're right about, kind of start out one way, and then like there's so many variety in the flavors of cigars, you really have to kind of learn your way through, and you have to explore, because you can't jump right into some of the stronger things, because it'll really turn you off. It might choke you up. So most people start out with those kind of lighter wrappers, the Cameroons and the Connecticut's. So there's a very lot of similarities for sure.
I'm a little curious. So like, when you originally reached out, did you see like a review I did on a certain thing, or was it like a bourbon, or?
I went to Chat GPT, and I said I was looking for someone. I asked it to give me a cigar YouTube channel that seemed to also be open to exploring bourbons, and it gave me a list of names, and yours was one of them. So
wow, I don't know if that's alarming or flattering. I'm not going to talk search on ChatGPT. Good night, everybody. No.
So Brad says black,
really cool.
Black and mild or nothing. So Brad smokes his black and milds. One time I went to his house, he was smoking one in his garage. He's got black and milds and drinking a beer.
Hey, to each their own, right?
I had, I tried black and milds when I was 18. I didn't hate it. I thought they took too long, because I was never a cigarette smoker, right? Like my cigar journey was really actually kind of weird. I started very late in life, But when I was 18, a buddy of mine and myself, and back then you could be 18 and get tobacco, because I know that's changed in the last couple of years. But I'm
Yeah, you have to be
37.
21 now to buy tobacco. That's
Yeah, that's
insane.
so
Like, when
weird.
did that
Yeah.
happen? I mean, back when I was young, it was 16. I remember buying
I
packs.
think it
of
happened
cigarettes.
like 5 years
16
ago.
years old.
Yeah, something like that. So my friend and I turned 18, and of course we're like, hey, we can buy, tobacco at gas stations now. And I don't know what it was that was attractive. I think the smell. To Brad's point, I'll give Brad a point on this. I think Black and Mild
Don't give
smell
Brad a
good.
point. Don't give Brad
Yeah.
a point.
Well, I don't know, Brad. So to be liked, you have to like somebody. So
Brad, you get a point.
I'll give
He's
you
not
a
here
point.
to
I'll give you a point. I'll give you 2 points. Sir. We got 2 points now.
Yeah. Now you got, there you go. So Brad's got 2 points. The smell, wood tip. I bought some wood tip, and my buddy and I would go to Walmart parking lot, smoke them, and be like, all right, it's taking too long. We put it on the wheelbase and we go into Walmart. And then we would try to like Listerine and do everything we could so our parents wouldn't hear, could tell
Would
we
smell it,
smoked the
like-
Black and Mild.
Oh yeah, I was out at a party. It wasn't me. You're like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh man, this person, Todd, was at the party smoking up a storm, right?
This was exactly me at like 21 years old. Old English 800 and Black and Mild. That was about right, honestly. That either OE or a bottle of Mad Dog.
Oh, Mad Dog is good too. Well, it was good. I haven't had it in many years. At the time though.
I guess 2000. Trevor says it's 2019 is when they changed the laws for the.
That's when it went to 21. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can it's crazy to me that you can be 18 and join the military and they can ship you off somewhere, Devin, across the world, but you can't buy a beer. You can't buy a cigar or a cigarette. I mean, I don't understand what the hell's going on nowadays, honestly.
But you can go over there and shoot some weapons and get some tax-free money and
get shot at.
I guess that's the big thing.
But Josephus is in the house.
Josephus, thanks for joining us. Garrison Brothers Guadalupe. I have not had the Guadalupe, but I'll be honest, I have not been a Garrison Brothers fan. To me, everything I've had from them, including the Cowboy, has that super Texas funk. I'm just not a fan of that.
I think Paul, that bourbon guy, got that one. I think, or one of those like kind of weird release ones, but I haven't tried it yet.
He's got a couple of the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on my list. I don't think I've tried that one either.
Whiskey Pete says the first cigar he ever had was a chocolate Philly blunt.
Whiskey Pete, do you smoke cigars? If not, do the Drew Estate Java Mint.
He's smoked that. He's won a couple on this channel, so I know he will smoke them. Probably not that often, but I know he will. Yeah.
Okay, because what I was trying to do was bridge that gap of because there's the gap, right? Like when I first started, infused cigars, which are infused with different flavors, like sweeter cigars, that can sometimes bridge people into it.
Yeah.
And
like the Tatianas and the Drew Estate and some of the CAO stuff.
Tatiana. Yep. I have an older brother. I got into cigars. First cigar I ever gave him, I thought it was a mild offering, but it was like a natural cigar. So it was like a Romeo y Julieta. And he was like, yeah, it's okay. But then he got like a nicotine high or whatever. And he was like, I don't like it. I said, here, try this one next. It was the Java Mint. And he was like, oh, I love this. I was like, well, that's a good starter. Yeah, take those for a little while. And now I can give him this cigar and he appreciates it for what it is. And I'm sure it's a similar to the first whiskeys I liked were honey infused, right? Like they had a flavor infused to it.
Yeah, you had the flavor. You would drink the flavored stuff like the Jack Daniel's honey or the Wild Turkey honey.
You like this one way better.
Evan Williams honey. Yeah. So those things, they can get people in the door. And then once the door closes, you can say, now buy the stuff I like. Here, try this. And it's always nice to like get people in on something, right?
Hey, Marty, I got your ducks just to let you know. Cigars Unbanded. So you found some of Penelope Havana and American Light whiskey. So the Havana isn't my jam. Very molasses, a lot of molasses to it. I'm not a huge rum guy, but I love American Light whiskey when it's aged. Anything 15 years plus is fantastic. And the Penelope may be my favorite line of American Light whiskeys. So that's a great one.
Do you guys follow the Unbanded crew?
I might. I started following several cigar channels. I can't remember which all ones I do.
The owner of Cigars Unbanded
Julie,
is
thank
the
you.
Cigar Collective. But they do a podcast as well.
I think I may follow them on Instagram. Like I remember
Yeah.
that. I know I'm naming that
They're
name
very-
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, tomorrow I'm doing an Instagram giveaway. Today's the last day to enter. If you go to our whiskey.sippers Instagram, look for the giveaway post. I'm giving away a bottle of Weller Special Reserve and some cigars to whoever wins.
Did you hit the 1,000?
Yeah, we've passed it. We've hit 1,000 like over a week ago. And
Oh,
I posted the giveaway.
congratulations.
Yeah.
To the moon.
Congratulations. Yeah, to the moon. Yeah, to the moon. Everybody.
So I have not, but Randall may have. You may be familiar with the San Cristobal, the
Yeah, I
Revelation.
have.
I've not had any San Cristobal.
They're pretty good. They're not. So it's funny. It's. I don't know if you guys can relate to a bottle, in your realm, but San Cristobal is one that is really good, but you find yourself not having many in your humidor for one reason or another. Maybe you got into boutique cigars. Maybe you got into the stuff you like. You go Padron, you go whatever. San Cristobal's solid, and that's a great cigar. I think I had it in a 660 Gordo. It's a great cigar, but it's not one that I go for often for no reason other than the fact there's just so much out there.
I mean, there are bottles that like I keep one of that I don't get backups of because I know it's easy to get if I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what you're talking about, or like Devin, he's pulling out like that's a pretty decent bottle, but you don't hit it much. The Four Roses barrel proofs.
They come out. They have like 10 different yeast strains, so there's like 10 different variants you can get. You get them all, and you're like, cool, I got them all. I don't need to get any more. And then if like people come over and they want to try, like, oh, I haven't tried this one or this one, you're like, okay, we can open them or whatever. But like, you don't go out like once you get them all, or you're not like, I have to get 20 of this one kind because it's so good. It's like they're decent, but there's plenty of other good things out there for that price point. So
no,
Yeah,
Brad.
I think that Devin put it. Devin put it.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that's what it is. It's San Cristobal's great, but there's a lot of stuff at that price point that's just so good, and you just never reach for that specific thing. Not that it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just that there's so many good offerings that you have your own personal preference. So my last San Cristobal was at least 10 months ago.
Yeah.
And I don't have it in my humidor rotation.
Yeah, you might have it and you're like, well, there's one in there or something, and you're like, okay, just one is all I need. I can get them later if I want to, or I really look for them. But
Yeah, they're available. They're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the cigar world, the RR15, Brad, would be like the Opus X, like the Dubai Opus X's or some of the maybe Davidoff's, the real high end stuff. It's not like what he's talking about.
Oh, is that the level that's on? The RR15's on that level?
Russell Reserve 15 is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And
Is
it's
there a
only
12
been released
and a
once
9 and
so
all that?
far. There's a 10, a 13, and the 15. The 13 is another limited edition, which are really good.
Yeah.
The 10 is a standard shelfer. You can get the 10 pretty much anywhere. It's proofed down to about 90. What's the 10, Devin? 92, 93? 90.
Yep.
But the 13s come in usually, except for the last batch, they all have been in the 1-teens. The last batch was 123 or something like that. But the 15's like the oldest of that line they've released, and they only did it 2 years ago. Now it's the only release of it. It was by Bourbon of the Year. It was the best bourbon. It's one of the best bourbons I've ever had. Still,
it's a top tier.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Can I try to influence your chat real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, you can go right ahead.
All right. So
One more point for you. Go ahead.
if everyone in the chat's already drinking, I gotta say the cigars, doing this right here is a fantastic pairing. I'm just gonna say that. Maybe Todd will agree with me, maybe he won't.
Yeah.
But
No,
I gotta say,
I
if
love
you're
it.
already venturing, I would say you don't inhale. I'm just gonna say that. It's
Yeah, it's great because it really does influence the flavors. I mean, it influences the flavors of both. It changes
It
up the
does.
cigar and the bourbons. So
And that's the whole point of our lives when we go to when we collaborate on our channels. If you guys have seen any of those, is that we both appreciate each other's community and knowledge of the community, and we try to find things where both of us can enjoy both of our pairings in the same way.
Mhm.
So
yeah, David. So Alicia, I'm glad you like that old fashioned bottle. It looked like something we thought. Renee said she thought you would like that for sure, so we picked it up, and I'm glad you did. The Opus X is so good. Yeah, so we did that Opus X, David. That was an excellent cigar. We also smoked a Year of the Horse together, and I was really disappointed in that Davidoff. For a like $60 cigar, it was really disappointing.
Well, you guys are enjoying some cigars and whiskey. I think I'm going to enjoy some really good whiskey just to make up for the difference.
So pour his Russells. I'm going to pour some more of this old Forester Barrel Proof.
Going back to my easy sipper, should I get my Bookers?
Yeah, your Bookers. Hey, your Bookers would be in the same range as far as proof. So what I've noticed, Randall, from the because Randall and I, we text back and forth kind of pictures of what we're drinking or smoking and stuff like that, is you really like the Jim Beam profile. You really seem to like the Knob Creeks. You like the Bookers. You're really onto that profile of Jim Beam. Seems to be hitting for you.
It does, yeah. And that's that's why I appreciate you, Todd. Is would I have any idea they're all under the same umbrella, right? Not, I wouldn't. Like the Bookers, the only reason I knew it was under the Jim Beam profile was because Google. When I was asking about, is this a good price for this? They're like, oh yeah, parent company, yada yada. And I'm like, cool, that's all I need to know. And just so everybody's clear, when I am looking for my next bottle or something different, I'm actually looking for it under the scope of I'm going to be doing this anyway. This is my primary. And so is it something I can enjoy with a pairing of a cigar? And then I like to test that. And that's the fun of it. I think that's the way to make it new again for people who've been drinking, bourbon, whiskey, scotch.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
For years. I think it's a way to reevaluate your palate, to have fun again, because I think that's important. I think it's important to revitalize your hobbies. And you don't have to smoke. I mean, I'm partial to it, but you don't have to. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Speaking of Bookers, Patrick's getting into a 2022 batch 4.
Oh, nice. Older than mine. I think I got
I think yours was a 2024?
2025.
2025, so it was last year.
Q3 or Q4. Yeah.
Let me look, Patrick. Yeah, I did. I called you out, Patrick. I've got you written down. I got you on there for the Venmo. Yeah, David, I agree. When it enhances the whiskey, and there's a lot of whiskeys that, I mean, all my whiskeys I've drank without smoking, and sometimes it's fun to grab a cigar and see what the difference is between when I'm just drinking it neat and if I'm pairing something together. So it can be a good time.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I still drink whiskeys when I'm not smoking a cigar as well. It's not like it has to be one or the other. But it is a lot of fun to say, oh, I have this cigar. Let me go through my bottles. And granted, people in the chat, I don't have the backgrounds these guys have. I don't have however many bottles. I have maybe 6 different things to choose from at a time.
I bet you have more cigars than me, though.
Yeah, he's got 6 cigars. You got 6 bottles.
No, I have several cigars, and every week more and more come in. But like, that's just because that's what I chose to do with my content.
Barry says Knob Creek bottle kill, and I got you down for the duck races, Barry. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of Knob Creek, I was thinking like you got to try they're coming out with a
Knob Creek 12-year cask strength. I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
That is going to be
really
like
looking forward. That's supposed to be a release this year. That's going to be good.
So
Knob Creek 12 is great. Well, you've had I sent you a sample of the 12.
I like the 12 too.
Yeah.
But and I could have bought that at my local B&M, and I went between the 12 and the 9. They were the same price, but the 12 was a 750 ml, and then the 9 was a 1.75. Yeah, it was the same price. Yeah. And so my young brain went, here's more bang for my buck with the 9, and it was 100 proof, and it was like, oh, this is good, but this is where it gets nuanced, right?
Yeah. So all the Knob Creek basic lines are 100 proof. So if you're not getting the single barrels or a cast strength specifically, if it's a Knob Creek, it's always going to be 100 proof. 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, all 100 proofs. Yeah, the Knob 12 all day. Yeah, Knob 12
Let's
is.
see if we can get
I like
you,
Knob 9, but
the
the 12
18
is.
year. They also
the
came
18,
out
the
with
18 fantastic.
21 year.
The 18 fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, Todd told me the Knob Creek 9 was something he drank very actively several years ago. Right.
Yeah, early
it was
on.
like your first it was like me, right? It was like your first dive into like a little bit heavier, not so
That's
new.
where I went from drinking like Jack Daniel's number 7 and Jim Beam white labels, kind of what I grew up on, and then like the Knob Creek 9 was my first like, oh, this is a better version of whiskey.
They also have these Knob Creek single barrels that are like 9 or 10 years old that are like 120 proof, and then now they have ones that are like cast strength. So that might be another like bump up in that like Knob Creek realm.
Yeah, you like Knob Creek and you want to start getting into a little more proof, find a Knob Creek single barrel at 120. Yeah. They're fantastic. I personally like them better than the Bookers, and they're usually cheaper. Although you got a great price on your Bookers.
Oh, I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah, most Bookers are $99.99 is like the general price you find on Bookers. So that was a really good price.
With such a discount on it, I had to go straight to Google because I was like, and it wasn't even because of this podcast I knew I was going to be on. I was already kind of running low on a couple bottles, and I was like, I need to go back to the liquor store. And
Todd and I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm running low on bottles. Like I finished one of my 500.
In 2 days. Hey, I'm out of no. And I was already there anyways, and I still grabbed the bottle I went for because I was curious because I'm still on a double oak kick.
Yep.
And then I saw that and I was like, well, I can't turn that down. Like if it's gonna be that much off, and then everybody says it's a great price, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna serve me. I'm not buying it just to let it sit and linger on my shelf because of the fancy box it comes in. It's like it's gonna serve me. But
I actually agree with you that Brad, I agree with you on that. I might be one of the few who do. I really like the Burr Rye from Knob Creek. So it came out I think maybe 2 years ago now. It's a bourbon rye blend. They take the 9-year bourbon and a 7-year rye and they blend them together, and it makes a Burr Rye, and they're pretty good. Yeah, I like them.
I think they're like $49, $45 sometimes, and we did a review on it like probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. When they first came out.
Yeah. So.
And there you guys. There's the link to Randall's page. You guys, if you haven't already, need to go subscribe.
Juke is my name. No. I don't know. I hate how links are just so impersonalized. You have to know Spanish for yes equals Juke AX. Nah. Right? It's stupid. I wish I could say Randall loves cigars is my link, but it's not. So yeah, honestly, and I hope Todd feels this. Anybody who has any questions, or if you want to watch my videos, if you don't, whatever. But I am passionate about the cigar stuff. Like Todd and Devin are passionate about the bourbons, whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me up with any questions or whatever. I'm super open to answering questions, and give me suggestions. I'm not big headed at all. I don't care. Yeah.
Cheers, Big Rick. So. Chat, if any of you have a cigar question, go ahead and ask it now. We're getting low on time. So if you have any specific cigar question, go ahead and ask it. In the meantime, Randall, why don't you just give our audience, if they're not cigar smokers, but they might be interested, what are like 3 good cigars that might be a good like intro cigar? Kind of like I gave you some suggestions for an introduction to whiskey.
And then also let us know your favorite cigar.
Yeah, your very favorite.
Oh,
so give us three intros. And your favorite? No favorite?
No favorite. I'll explain that. But intro cigars. My first cigar, Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne. It's a Connecticut cigar. So in the cigar world, Connecticut is a lighter shade wrapper. It's usually less aggressive than like a Nicaraguan Puro or a Maduro, but that it doesn't always equal that. You could have a darker wrapper that's also sweet. I've had that actually recently. But that one is one where I feel like you can get the full encompassing of your palate and be like, wow, this is great. I'm getting a creamy note. I'm getting this and that. And even if you're not picking up on exactly what you're getting, your brain just has to say one thing. Do I like it or do I not like it? If you like it, you're going to keep doing it. Right. So I get into the nuance of like, oh, I'm getting a plum. I'm getting this raisin tawny note, whatever. But I think that's a not aggressive cigar, but it's one that makes you feel like you've smoked a cigar. Because for me, the worst thing in the world is when you get a mild Connecticut and they can get sour tasting at the end. You can go, oh, that's not
they
that
get
great.
better. Yeah, some Connecticut's real bitter.
It's a very hard blend, in my opinion. I think those are probably the hardest blends for companies. They haven't said that outright, but I think for me, if I had a cigar company, if you had to try to blend for a newer person, that feels like it would be so hard because you have to blend something that's strong enough to like keep them interested, but light enough to keep them from running away from it. And it's probably similar to bourbon whiskey. So the Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne, it's in a yellow cello. It has a band that looks like a WWE championship.
It's a gold band.
Yeah, that was my first. Obviously, I kept doing it. I'm 8 years in. I love it. The other way you could go, if you had to go, I need something that's going to give me a flavor. I would go, like I said, the Drew Estate Java Mint or any of the Drew Estates that are flavored for like something else you like, maybe like coffee, right? There's also what's that other Todd? It's blanking on me right now. Tobacco Especial has a lot of coffee. Nubs have a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
In fact, Nub will say like triple espresso.
Right. I got some espressos in there.
Yeah. So if you like coffee and you're not sure if you're going to like cigars, but you like coffee, there are offerings for you as well. Nub, Tobacco, and like I said, the Drew Estate Java Mint is also kind of in a coffee realm. There's also a Java that's not the mint. So if you're not a huge mint person, that's another one. And then I would say something like there's a white label from
Monte Cristo white label.
Monte Cristo white label is a fantastic creamy cigar. And it's nutty, it's creamy, it's in your face, and it's something that I feel like you can appreciate as an aficionado or an enthusiast, and you can appreciate it as a newbie, especially if you're already drinking a coffee or a rum or a bourbon or a whiskey. You can figure out and you can mitigate those flavors. So those are my three.
We have a few questions here. David wants to know, what's your favorite region of area for the wrapper or filler? So like Dominican, Nicaraguan. Like I like Nicaraguan.
Yeah. So because I'm so into it so much, and I like to feel like I smoked a cigar at the end, I like Nicaraguan. Nicaraguan's usually spicier. It's usually fuller on your palate. Dominican is nice if you're looking for something a little bit creamier or tamed, but still nuanced and full. Cameroon is a very sweet wrapper from Africa, and it can give you some really nice flavors. Yeah. Habano and sun-grown will give you like a really nice light spice on the palate, and I think they're perfect for spring, summer. I think they're full, but if you go something, if you're drinking with it, right? Like, because this is a bourbon whiskey podcast, right? So if you're drinking with a sun-grown, that gives you light spice, so it gives you the ability to take it up a notch, and then you can find something sweeter on your pairing to bring it down, and then you can find that toffee, caramel, vanilla, sweetness, nuttiness, all that caramel. There's a lot of great, and then a lot of people are scared of Maduros. They're darker. Maduro darkness doesn't necessarily mean strength, so you're not going to necessarily be like, oh God, I'm spinning in my head or whatever. Maduro just means there's more oils to take. So think like dark chocolate espresso. And that's the fun of it, right? It's like find your palate and then explore that.
So Brad wants to know what kind of work you have to do to get your house ready to smoke in the basement. So Brad, I can talk about that offline if you want, because I did a lot of research on that, and there's a lot of filtration that has to go in place for that. Donald said he just started aging his cigars. What are your thoughts or tips on aging?
Hold on, let me get my aperture here. Oh, okay. That's as high as it goes. I need to change my lights then. Um, no, aging is great. Aging can add dankness to your cigar. It can smoothen out the profile. So, say for example, you age a cigar, you have it, it's spicy in the beginning, let it rest for a year, let it rest for 6 months. It does similar to drinking down from the neck, drinking,
To the nose.
like not drinking the last. It can find its place where you can kind of mitigate those flavors to be a little bit better. Um, there's a cigar called the Andalusian Bull from LFD, and it's one that a lot of people say you have to age 3 to 5 years. I can't say I can ever let that age because it's not an expensive cigar. It's about $15, but the thing about it is it's very hard to find because once people get it in, everybody likes that flavor profile and they just grab it. So once you have them, if you can just put some aside and let them age, I hear they're good. I can't say personally they are because the most I've let them age is about 8-10 months, and that's it.
Yeah, I have not had one of those yet. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start entering the names for the race. If you guys want to take it away and keep talking while I'm doing this.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to.
So what you said you didn't have one favorite, Randall, but what are your favorites, or what makes your favorite cigar?
Irregardless of price, and then I guess put the price at the end or whatever. But like if you're like you know what, I want to have a really good celebratory cigar, wedding, best friends, whatever. Bam, this is what I'm gonna have.
Okay, so for me, the reason it's not like one favorite is because I'm one of those that can smoke in the morning with a cup of coffee, in the afternoon, or in the evening with a glass of bourbon, right?
Mhm.
And the thing that makes it a favorite is one, I just happened to pick the exact one that I needed at that moment, or two, it's just so good that even if I'm doing a review on it, I'm trying it for the first time, I'm like, oh wow, I see why this is this price. And in fact, recently I had a birthday at the end of February, and there's a cigar called a Byron,
Okay.
and I've never had it, but it's very expensive. I bought 2 of them because I was like, everybody says they're good. I don't like spending over $25 per cigar. In fact, one of my favorite legacy brands that probably everybody's heard of in the chat is Padron, because they can make cigars that are worth their price, right? But the Byron is like a $41 cigar. And I was like, all right, I've had it aging for a little while. I'm going to try it. It was aged 5 years. And instantly when I took a puff, I was like, oh, I get why it's actually hitting its price range. Cause like Todd said, he had the Davidoff, right? He had a Davidoff Year of the Horse, right, Todd?
Yeah, Year of the Horse. I was really disappointed that me and David tried that.
$50 or $60 cigar, right? Yeah. That's the most disappointing thing. If you're going to charge that much, you better make sure I like it.
Yeah,
I have to like it.
And David had those. It was kind enough. Thank you, David, for sharing one with me. And I was kind of disappointed with it for sure.
Yeah.
But at least you tried it.
Conquer Fedor. It says all I smoke is Juanos. I am not sure. I don't think I've ever heard of a Juano.
I haven't heard of a Juanos either.
It says it's a Cuban hand roll.
Oh, it's a Cuban hand roll.
That's what he had said.
I've had Cubans. I like Cubans. So Cubans funny because Cubans are different. Cubans tend to be lighter than New World. And so like if you start with New World, it's almost like going backwards. It's almost like starting with a higher proof and then going back. I'm jumping
I
back
found the Cubans to be definitely lighter than they're not as spicy as New Worlds for sure.
Yeah, and after a couple of Cubans, you learn to appreciate what they are and what they're coming from. They do offer different notes and different.
A little more sweet. To me, they're a little sweeter, like a little honey and hay.
Yeah. I get a lot. And honestly, I really love a Cuban with a cup of coffee in the morning because it's very approachable. It's usually milder in strength, but it's like I do get a note that I don't get with many New Worlds, which is like a blueberry cream note in the retro hill. So there's definitely something for that. And honestly, I will say, I gotta say this too, because they're not available here. I always really enjoy and smoking a Cuban just because of the rarity of that.
It's like getting getting a BTAC and
like getting a rare whiskey. You're like, I
rare whiskey.
Yep.
A little bit better just because it's hard to get.
Exactly. Even if it's not your favorite whiskey you've ever had, even if you're like, oh, the Knob 12 is better. It's like, but I'm drinking this right now, right? That's
I had
kind
to
of the
find
similar
it. I had to
thing.
wait in line. I had to do all this crazy stuff to get it. Now I got it.
Work to get it. Took work to get it. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, guys, I'm going to share the screen and go ahead and run this duck race. One last check. All right.
Man, I got dark. How did I get so dark?
I don't know.
All right,
I thought my lights were good enough.
It's dark out here, I guess.
I guess that's what
I'm going to
happens.
set this for 1 minute. Give it a shuffle. 1, 2, 3. And good luck, everybody.
Brian, we're smoking the AJ Fernandez New World Oscuro.
And whoever wins tonight, I'm going to throw in a cigar. I don't have it in the bag, but I'll grab one and give it to you, whatever you win.
Todd, just out of curiosity, while this race goes on, what cigar really got you into it? Like, was it your first? Was it like your third? What cigar were you like, okay, I could see liking this? Was it a pairing?
The first one I'd had in years, and it was actually from David, who's in the chat. He gave me an Ashton, Connecticut.
I'm going to go with Party on this. Sorry, go ahead.
It was super, super creamy, and I really liked it, and that kind of got me into it.
Ashton, Connecticut? Oh, yeah, it's a great cigar.
All right, so we got Pete in the lead. It's still a long time, Pete, though. You're going to fall behind on this, I'm afraid. But here comes Dooley up from the back with the chef hat.
Artie, come on.
Oh, there he and Dooley, congratulations.
All right, congratulations, man. You never want to be early in the lead on a duck race. I feel like they always do that.
Yeah, they always fall behind if you're out early. It's always that way. All right, Dooley, go ahead and give me your pick here.
The B.
A, B, C, or D. Yeah, Pete. Yeah, you were out there in the lead and you fell behind. So Dooley picked B. Okay, so bag B is your initial pick. All right, so you did not win bag A. And bag A had a Booker's 2022-01 batch and the Hirsch single barrel, the yellow label, which is the Willet juice. So that one is out of the running. You can keep bag B or you can pick C or D. Do, 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 do.
Sticking with it.
Sticking with it. Okay, so this is what you did not win.
Todd's frozen.
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
Am I back?
You're back, but you're
okay.
You're pre-pixelated.
Okay.
I didn't read my internet.
It doesn't matter.
Stream tonight. You did not win.
Swapping all the bottles now. He's swapping them real quick.
You did not win the Whiskey Sippers new riff pick, our very first barrel pick we did for the channel. So you did not win that.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Or a Joseph Magnus cigar blend, which would have actually went well with tonight's theme. Batch 139. So you did not win that. And you did not win bag D, which was a sample of the Four Finger Rye, which I can't even remember the name of the distillery. Not a good one. Or the Watershed 6-year apple brandy finished, which is one of the worst bottles I've ever had. So you managed to avoid the booby prize, Dooley, and that means you won the best bag tonight. You got a sample of Old Forester 1924, the 2025 version, the 10-year.
Yep.
Nice.
A sample of Stag 24C. And a sample of a Knob Creek 9-year cast strength rye is from it was the 2018 special release. So it's one of the older ones. And I'll throw a cigar in there as well, which I know you usually don't smoke them. You give them to Pete. So I guess Pete will be getting a cigar to go with it.
Now, what do you do to choose who gets what kind of cigar a person gets? Is it based off of if the winner smokes or if the winner doesn't, or?
I just go to my humidor and kind of pick something, unless I'm doing it like specifically with the sample, like a specific sample. I'll pick a specific cigar, but when it's kind of just random, I'll just grab, something that's generally good, like maybe a Drew Estate Undercrown or something like that. Just a good solid cigar.
Yeah, those are solid, and I feel like those are underrated completely. So for people that don't know, Drew Estate Undercrown is I guess a less expensive version of their Ligas, right?
Yeah.
And Ligas aren't terribly like high end, but they can be hard to find sometimes.
Well, they're like right around $20 a cigar for the Ligas, and the Undercrowns are more like 12, somewhere around there.
So you're going to definitely save some money, and it's the same people rolling. So it's like, what's the difference besides the band and so it's very overlooked in the cigar community, in my opinion.
So David said, "Guess you gotta love the D." It wasn't D, it was B. He loved the B. Didn't love the D was the bad one.
You guys love me? It's okay, cool.
but he might still love the D. I don't know. Brad's D never wins. Trevor.
Devin, how's that Russell's going for you?
Really good. I switched over to the Russell's 13 Batch 2. So good. It's one of my favorite ones. We did a whiskey tasting 2 weeks ago, and it did not get into the top, and I was kind of disappointed. I thought my entry was going to be like top tier, but it wasn't. But still one of my favorites, so I love it.
Well, the last video we did, Randall, was with the Russell's 13 Batch 3. I had sent you the Batch 3, and you sent me the cigar to pair with it. So Batch 3, it's also really, really good. So.
Yeah.
Now, and it wasn't the best thing we've ever done. That's got to be hands down the Wayfarer with the
Driftless Glen 10-year. That was a really good combination. Yeah,
that's gonna be hard to beat for me.
They both had so much baking spice. They paired really, really well.
I compare everything we do from now on to that. It has nothing to do with anything else.
That's like the benchmark top tier. You're like, all right, this is right. Go off of
you have to pair with the top. So I think me and Todd both agree that was the best. Not only episode, that was the best we both had of both worlds.
Well, they just match so well. Like their flavor profiles just really melded together really, really well. And sometimes you get a really good bottle and maybe a really good cigar separate, but they don't go well together. In that case, that bottle's good, but it's not my best bottle. But with that specific cigar, it was like a perfect blend.
Worked out very well.
And that was a Todd pick. So Todd, Newer's Cigars, picked a cigar and so that's kind of the question, right? Is it better to have the cigar knowledge or the bourbon knowledge?
Yes.
At this moment, I have to say,
the answer is yes.
I have to say you could do good with both.
Yeah.
But that bourbon knowledge, because even a new person like me, we were both like, this is out of this world. This is just fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So Devin only buys banger bottles pretty much. You should see him when we go on a road trip. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking for shelfers.
Todd's over here like, are you sure? I'm like, Todd, yes, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Devin's like, I have credit cards.
Yeah. Devin's like, I've been gone for 9 months. I need to go buy some bottles.
I'm owed this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a great time. Thank you, Randall, for coming on. And I hope everybody enjoyed getting maybe a little exposure to something we maybe don't know as much about. And hopefully we can give Randall a little boost on what kind of whiskeys he should get. So we got some recommendations there for you. All right, guys. So this Saturday, that bourbon guy, Paul, and I are going to be teaming up in a whiskey challenge on Old Fashioned Ways Doc's channel Saturday night at 8 Eastern. And we're going to be competing against the guys from the couple from Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts, Brian and his wife. So we're going to be going head to head. If we win, we'll move to the next bracket. So be on the lookout for that Saturday night. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. And until next week, remember, the best bourbon or whiskey
is the one you like the most. Cheers, guys.
We'll see you guys.